Hey, everybody. Welcome to Breakfast All Day. I am Matt. One of us is Christy. One of us is Alonso. And they're going to talk about Yes Day, a new movie on Netflix that I didn't get a chance to see. So, yes, I'm going to take myself elsewhere, but Christy will describe it. Also, there's a dude walking around in her backyard.
That's my husband. Isn't he cute?
So, dude, that's my husband.
Okay, so Yes Day is apparently a thing that actually exists that I was not aware of prior to this movie. This is based on a book. And apparently, kids can ask their parents for a yes day where they have to say yes to everything the kids want all day long. It's like ice cream for breakfast. You got to say yes to it if we're all in agreement on what the yes day
Okay, wait a minute. I have to come back in.
Okay.
This is an astoundingly terrible idea.
Right?
Well, there are parameters. Like they can't ask for money. They can't ask for things in the future. There's like, it's different, but
whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, at 10 years old, it'd be like, I want a car.
You can't ask for things in the future.
No, I want a car now.
Oh. There are some
Let me drive the car.
It's a dodgy premise at best.
There are some
I want to smoke weed.
In the future.
Anyway, go on.
So Jennifer Garner and a weirdly cast Édgar Ramírez, which we'll have to talk about at some point. Édgar Ramírez is a wacky, hairy dad. It's very strange. They are husband and wife living in suburbia, and they have 3 kids. One's 14, one's 11, and one's 8. And I guess the husband and wife used to be really fun, and they used to travel and be spontaneous. And then, as it happens to all of us, when we have kids, we get super lame and we don't want to go skydiving anymore. So the kids complain that the mom is super uptight and she says no to everything, no matter what it is. And the dad works a lot, and then he just swoops in at night and is fun. And, so she's the bad guy and he's the good guy. And so they come up with this, the kids come up with this idea. Did the kids come up with it? No. Matt Faxon comes up with it. Nat Faxon is
guidance counselor,
like the coach / guidance counselor. And he happens to just be everywhere all the time. This thing called a yes day that kind of relieves the pressure of this inherently tense dynamic between parents and kids. You say yes to the kids all day long, and that works wonders and gives you a great deal of leeway, for a long time to come. So the kids plan this whole wacky day of adventures, including ice cream for breakfast, and they go to Six Flags, and there's some water balloon fight with various teams, and it sounds like a nice idea, and it all goes horribly wrong eventually, but they learn life lessons and they all get to know each other again and rediscover their fun sides.
Boy, howdy do they learn life lessons in this movie. It reminds me of one time John Waters talking about things that he hated about sort of mainstream movies, and he just sort of summed it up as, they learn. And it's the parents learn not to be so uptight, and the kids learn that structure is a good thing, and the dad learns that he's letting the mom take the fall and always be the bad guy. And I have to say, I will give this movie credit in that early on, it seemed to me like it was creating the mom to be the bad guy, because the mom so often is in movies like this, but that's actually a plot point. It's actually no, I'm not the bad guy, but you're making me be the bad guy because you're the fun one, and then you make I'm the one who has to put her foot down, so that aspect was sort of interesting. And then once the yes day actually happens, there's some fun hijinks and some interesting stuff, but the oldest daughter is such a pill. She is such a bratty 14-year-old that she couldn't be punished enough by this movie for me, as far as learning a lesson about why she should shut up and listen to her mother every so often,
But that's what 14-year-old girls can be like. They can be bratty, and they can push it and insist they don't need parental guidance.
Yeah, maybe I'm just not used to this level of realism in a movie, but I was like, oh God, you're the worst. But it gets so wacky, and the whole finale is this insane thing where the kid, the middle kid who's science nerd is making these fills the entire house with foam basically, and it's okay, we have we have left reality behind, and this is a movie that was sort of functioning within reality up until that point, and it kind of lost me. But like that, it has some charm along the way. I'm curious to see why you didn't think Édgar Ramírez was good casting. I didn't have a problem with him.
It's just like, it's not what I would think of for him. I mean, given what he has done, although I guess it's not really a giant leap from playing Gianni Versace for Ryan Murphy to this.
They can't all be Olivier Assayas movies, you know.
I guess I think of him as like a more serious actor. And I don't know that he is somebody who has like shown a comic side.
And probably all the more reason, like, oh, I don't have to be like, you know, I'm not Carlos the Jackal. I'm just like a wacky suburban dad. Sign me up, you know.
Maybe that was just fun for him. Maybe it was just a lark and it was fun for him. And to his credit, you know, this is a family where they speak Spanish in the house. I mean, I don't know what, I mean, he's Venezuelan. I will give them points for bilingual household, because that is a thing where, like, just in observing my siblings, like non-Spanish speaking spouse will occasionally throw in, you know, like, or not non-Spanish as a first language spouse will throw in Spanish stuff, and the kids and the parents will jump back and forth between English and Spanish. That's a very recognizable dynamic. This is directed by Miguel Arteta, who is Puerto Rican.
Did he also do the Terrible, Horrible, No Good Day movie?
I don't think so. But we're a long way from Chuck and Buck here.
Oh, well, yeah, very much so. But I was reminded of Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good Day. Like this,
based on a book.
Yeah, clearly, yes. But this felt like a similar dynamic in terms of just the sort of wacky family structure and whatnot. But it kind of wore out its welcome with me, but I could see where like little kids would be down for this.
Little kids for sure, not cynical 11-year-old sons of film critics. Because you know what? You're right, Alonso. He did. Miguel Arteta did direct that as well, right? Also starring Jennifer Garner.
Indeed. So they've got a niche now. Yeah.
And she's so likable, even when she's playing like the tough, uptight mom, that, you know, she is definitely relatable for viewers. It's got a lot of like family dynamic cliches, but I liked it better when it was rooted in the recognizable, like day in and day out of their life, like the different songs that they're singing on the radio in the car and like embarrassing your kid in the car on the way to school. Like there's some stuff in there that does feel true. And I like that better than like what happens at the party. I'm with you that it spirals so out of control. It gets so crazy. Very little kids, I think, will enjoy the silliness of it. Nick thought it was lame.
Yeah, and I think they have something with the reality, and it would have been nice if they just trusted in that enough to not feel like they had to go nutty. I was thinking about how, like, you know, I think when I was a kid, kids' movies were not so much about parents, or at least they weren't so much about the parents having to go through stuff. But I think nowadays, I guess maybe it's just like my generation, your generation of parents just being kind of like, hey, this is hard, and we're people too. And I don't know. It just, I think that's a relatively new dynamic. It used to be they were in the background somewhere, and kids just had their little adventures without
Freaky Friday.
There is that one. You're right. I stand corrected. So anyway, it's on Netflix, whatever. I gave this about a 5.2.
You said 5.2. I'm saying 4.8. I liked it less than you did even. So our number's a 5. Yeah. If you're looking for something to watch with your kid, you know, it's very harmless.
It's like better than Tom and Jerry.
Yeah. The concert that they go to at the end is like the most harmless, safe concert. It's called Fleek Fest.
Fleek Fest, yeah.
Anyway.
Did you notice, by the way, the woman running the backstage of the concert was played by Tracy Toms from Rent and Wonderful?
I did not.
She has like 20 seconds on screen. I'm like, did you just want to meet her? Why are you in this movie? Like, you're a really cool actress, and you've got literally just like nothing to do here. Maybe she's friends with Arteta.
Everyone needs to work.
I gotta keep my Screen Actors Guild insurance good for another year or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's whatever. It's on Netflix. Thanks for watching. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on the socials at BeFastAllDay, and check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. Once a month, we let our subscribers pick a classic film for us to review. And this month, it's John Huston's The Dead. So we're talking about that today. Come check that out at our Patreon. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.